Okay, so the next film I want to take a look at on the show is The Railway Children Return. Now, this is a kind of long-awaited sequel to a film that is very, very special for a lot of people. The original film is an absolute classic. Now, I said long-awaited. I probably shouldn't have used that term because I don't know if anybody wanted a sequel to The Railway Children. It's such a film that's held in such high regard and is a family favourite for so many people. I'm not sure that people actually wanted or expected a sequel, but that is what we have here. Directed by Morgan Matthews, we have a sequel with The Railway Children Return. Now, the character that returns here is Roberta, played by Jenny Agata, who this time around plays a grandmother who ends up taking in some of the children that are brought from London during World War II to help out, get them out of London during the Blitz and protect them. This time the children are led by Lily, played by Bo Gatson, and also consist of Patty, played by Eden Hamilton. Now, once they arrive in the town, they end up meeting Thomas, played by Austin Hayes, who, of course, is Roberta Bobby's grandson. Now, at first, we see a whole lot of what happens with the country kids not wanting the city kids there, but then everything kind of changes when they meet Abe, played by KJ Akins, an American soldier who has a little bit of a mystery around him. It's pretty obvious to the audience from a very early point on that he's a deserter, but he tells the kids that he's on a special mission and he needs their help. Now, as the story plays out, you begin to learn that he's not just a deserter. There's more to his story than that, and that's kind of what carries this story. This is a story about racism, and to that point, it actually works quite well. When I was watching the film, I thought, okay, this is a kind of interesting turn to take, having this film be a story about American racism, but set in England during World War II. But it actually does work. I take my hat off to Daniel Brocklehurst and Gemma Rogers, the screenwriters, for making that work. Now, I'm not going to say that I completely love this film, because there were some things about this film that really annoyed me as well. First of all, the things that I loved the way that it was beautifully set. I love the way that the characters are used in this. One of my favourite actors going around at the moment, John Bradley, makes an appearance in this as a station master called Richard, and he does an amazing job. I think he's underused in the film, but he still does an amazing job. I love how the film kind of takes on that famous 5/Secret 7 Enid Blyton kind of feel. That kind of wholesome kind of feel is really rare in modern day cinema, where it feels like a lot more animation is aimed at kids rather than feel-good movies like this. What I didn't like was, though, it was one of those family films where it felt like everything just fell into place too easily. Now, I can't talk about the moment where that happens the most, because it would be a major spoiler. But let's just say that something happens in this movie where a certain moment could have gone either way, depending on the person that they meet at that time. And as it so happens, the person that they meet at that time falls down on the side of good, where it could easily have been someone that falls down onto the side of bad. I thought the film needed to be more creative with how it did that. It just, there was times in this movie where it just felt like, oh, yeah, well, that just happened to fall their way kind of thing. So it wasn't ultra creative in that kind of sense. It's still a beautiful, beautiful film, and if you are someone out there who really wants your kids to get into cinema and they want to get more out of a film than just seeing the latest animation that's out there, then definitely take them along to see The Railway Children Return. I don't think it's going to be classic like the original film, but it's certainly well worth a look if you've got a family that enjoys a kind of nicely written, beautiful kind of film. But I'm going to give it 3 out of 5.